Our next item on the agenda is that we Gopio are honored to honor a work of somebody who's from here and is doing rather well over there. Professor Prabhat Jha. But before we do the presentation, I'll ask Suman Kapoor to give some brief about Prabhat Jha. Suman.
I'm New Zealand citizen and a life member of this wonderful organization, Gopio. I'm honored to introduce Professor Prabhat Jha. He is a world-renowned scientist and author who has worked tirelessly to improve the health and quality of life of resident Indians. He recognized that since almost all deaths in India did not have medical documentation, did not have the necessary information to plan effective healthcare initiatives in the country or for individuals to know their own risk of premature disease. He understood that millions of Indians would continue to die needlessly unless there was a revolution in the way health information was collected. Thus, in collaboration with the Registrar General of India, Professor Jha started the Million Death Study in 2001, partly funded by grants from the National Institutes of Health and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. This ongoing study will quantify the causes of deaths in over 1 million homes in India from 1997 to 2014. Results from the study have already demonstrated that India has over 1 million deaths each year from smoking, 10% of all deaths, New England Journal of Medicine 2008 says so, and fewer deaths from HIV than expected, British Medical Journal 2009. But many more malaria deaths than expected, about 0.2 million, Lancet 2010. He has also documented that the major causes of child deaths in the country are avoidable, Lancet 2010. Future studies from the Million Death Study will continue to shape the direction for India's health. So ladies and gentlemen, here is Professor Prabhat Jha and our Gopio team. Thank you.
So, congratulations. Thank you very much. Please come back here and we take a picture together. Yes. We'll have to come closer, no? Yeah.
Come forward, please.
Thank you. Can I?
Honored guests, Mr. Minister, thank you for the honor, and it really is a tremendous pleasure to be with you and to receive this recognition. I have a ritual that I used to follow every trip to India, which was to go and visit my grandmother, who passed away last year at the age of 100, in her home in Noida. She lived with my youngest uncle. And in that time, I used to discuss with her how she had seen India change. She had lived to the age of 100, and she told me about how she had seen so much change. And one of the last times that I saw her, I asked her, well, you know, finally, Daddy, what I study. And she finally figured out what I do. She She wasn't never sure what I did with all these statistics, but she finally figured it out. And so I asked her to recall what was the events in her life that she remembered. And she talked about how she had 10 children, in fact 12 children. 2 had died early in life, one from smallpox, a disease which was eradicated in India in 1977. And she talked about how she remembers so many people falling ill when she was 8 years old during the great Spanish flu epidemic of 1918-19. And she talked about how she nearly lost 2 children to cholera epidemic. And again, we don't see those commonly. And that her father-in-law had died from tuberculosis, but that also is a scourge that is coming down. Yet, at the same time, she outlived 2 of her children who died in productive middle age from diabetes and heart attacks. And so it was a remarkable conversation because I said, you know, Dadi, 100 years isn't a long time, and you've seen this remarkable change in India. And she said, well, yes, I know, but I know from your work that it's not a journey that's done. And I said, absolutely, Dadi, this journey is not done. And that is very much as Mr. Kurish said, we are on a journey to a better India, to a better population, and to a better health. And these are journeys that are somewhat taken by accident, but they're often deliberate choices. All societies make choices, collective, about how to proceed. 1,000 years ago, the societies of Western Europe decided to build these great monuments and churches. And a few hundred years ago, education universities popped up. We've seen even the dedication of the society in Delhi to build a greener Delhi and to a metro, which I must congratulate that I have used on this trip and really have enjoyed. So societies make these choices about how to build wealth, how to use the wealth. And I would submit that over the next decade, not longer, there is a choice of how India can make a, not a temple, but a virtual temple that is dedicated to better health and prospects for every Indian. And that is possible. I firmly believe that the avoidance of premature mortality can be achieved rapidly in India. It will follow an India-specific model, but it is possible. And I think the discussion at the PBD tomorrow and following next week will pick up on some of these themes. Let me conclude by thanking you to some measure of a recognition of success, but I would like that success to be placed in context. And there is a quote from Albert Einstein that I will share with you, which is what I often share with my 2 young daughters and also with my students, which is, one should guard against preaching to young people success in the customary form as the main aim in life.